Oh yeah, cousins. Yeah, I even got the house stuff. Little Daft Punk, the Funk, Armand's mix. Let me tell you about those two clowns with their masks and their thing on. They like did a record years ago. It was, I forgot, it was before they got big or whatever, or maybe on their first album. And they mentioned basically every DJ producer in the world. The funny thing is they name like everybody that I'm affiliated with or I had something to do with changing their tax bracket. And they're realistically disco-y guys, morphed with house. Nikki and I, you know, listen, we've taken the disco thing to a different level, whether people want to face it or not. I mean, that's just what it is. It's history. The label, the production. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, we're not going to sit here and beat my chest. The irony is that these two clowns, these masked clowns, daft punk-ass bitches, these guys have the nerve to make the song, and you're like, oh, shout out to this one, that one. They shout everybody. They don't shout Nikki and I. They don't shout Henry Street, but they're basically blowing everybody on Henry Street, everybody affiliated with Nikki and I and all the stuff I've done. So I think it's kind of funny. But there's the acetate. And one day I might just throw it against the wall just for principle. You know what I'm saying? There's a respect thing in this. You don't gotta like, love, or whatever. You acknowledge when you're doing the history and stuff, you can't leave pieces out of the history. There are parts of the history. You can't rewrite it 20 years later because you had a falling out with somebody, whatever it is. The history's the history. And that's all it is. And these guys, just no respect, I feel. Well, I mean, they're not the only ones. I mean, they're one little morsel of the disrespect crew. But, you know, I really feel that if it wasn't for Henry Street and the John Nick sound and everything, I mean, listen, things would have been, I'm not saying that we've changed it that much, but things would have been changing. People like this, how do we know how deep they would go with things? I don't know, man. It's a very hard thing. Now, me, on the other hand, I give everybody props. I give everybody whoever inspired me, whoever it is, whether it's a DJ, producer, hip-hop thing, disco, dance, jazz, it doesn't matter. Like, I'm always like, yo, this is exactly what happened. But for some reason, with ego in this business, very few people like to say, oh, yo, no, it was this and whatever. And I don't really understand it because at the end of the day, you know, we're, and when I say we're, I mean people my age that have been in this game, whatever, we, all of us collectively are less important every time somebody refreshes their browser. So I know that's a hard pill to swallow. And the ego after COVID has climbed to levels that Everest wouldn't even look like anything. And yeah, the ego is out of control. But the truth of the matter is, it's changing on a daily basis. And this new crop of people, they don't really care about the actual people. It's about the sound. So there's been this transition especially in house music, where 25 years ago it was about that producer, and you had that producer do the remix, and we was paying an astronomical amount of money for remixes on a record that needed to get noticed and get the visibility. It was about that remixer. Now nobody cares about the remixer. Now it's just about, do they like the track or not? So all right, cousins, stay up.